Have you ever seen an 80-year-old man walk gracefully through the park, back straight, step steady, eyes full of vitality, only to then see a 60-year-old man leaning on a cane, gasping for breath after just a few short steps? Why is it that, even in old age, some people remain strong and sharp, while others seem to slowly lose themselves? Many believe it's all about genetics or luck, but the truth is, health isn't determined by fate. It's the result of small choices we make and repeat every single day. Aging doesn't have to mean giving up independence, vitality, or the joy of living. On the contrary, it can be a stage of life where you feel more aware, freer, and more in control if you understand what truly influences the aging process. At Live Healthy, after 50, we believe older adults deserve to live strong, healthy lives on their terms, not dependent, not withdrawn from life. And that journey begins with you, with simple daily habits that may seem small, but carry the power to slow down the clock. In the next few minutes, we'll share with you 6 habits backed by leading researchers and geriatric simple yet powerful strategies that can change how you live, feel, and enjoy life in your later years. Because age is just a number. Vitality is a choice. Habit number 1, walk every day. There's one thing so simple that many people tend to overlook it: walking every day. But for those who have crossed age 60, this habit becomes the very foundation for healthy, independent, and energized aging. Meet Mr. Douglas Parker, age 69, living in Boise, Idaho. A retired school teacher, he used to think that knee pain, dizziness when standing up, and feeling tired all the time were just normal parts of getting old. That is, until one day he slipped on the front steps of his home. Thankfully, he wasn't seriously injured, but the incident made him reflect on his physical condition. At his routine checkup, his doctor advised him to start walking just 10 minutes a day. No need to walk fast, no need to go far, just walk consistently. At first, he was skeptical. How was walking supposed to help? But 3 months later, not only could he walk nearly a mile every morning, but he also felt mentally refreshed, sharper, and what he said has stuck with me ever since. I don't feel like I'm aging anymore. I feel like I'm coming back to myself. From a medical perspective, his experience makes complete sense. According to research from Harvard Medical School, walking just 30 minutes a day can reduce the risk of heart disease by up to 40%, improve blood circulation, regulate blood pressure, and enhance cognitive function. Walking also helps keep your joints flexible, lowers the risk of degeneration, and stimulates the release of endorphins, the feel-good hormone that boosts mood. You don't need to join a gym or invest in fancy equipment. All you need is a good pair of shoes and the determination to step outside. If you're just starting, try a 5-minute walk around your house after dinner. After a week, increase to 10 minutes. Once you're more comfortable, pick a nearby park or simply stroll around your neighborhood. Every step you take sends a powerful message to your body. I'm still here. I'm still alive and well. Especially for older adults, walking isn't just exercise. It's a full-spectrum tonic, physical and mental. Morning sunlight helps regulate your body's circadian rhythm and improve sleep. Natural sounds and fresh air lower stress, increase oxygen to the brain, and improve memory. And the most important part? You don't need to be strong to begin. It's walking regularly that will give you back the strength you thought was gone. Whether you walk alone to reflect or walk with friends to connect, each step is a move toward a more independent, joyful future. Remember, walking isn't just a workout, it's a form of rebirth. And if today you're sitting there wondering where to begin, just do one thing: stand up and step outside. The first steps may be small, but the benefits are far greater than you think. Habit number 2, eat to live long, not to rush through life. For over 30 years, Margaret Collins, now 66, served as the head nurse at St. Paul Hospital in Minnesota, caring for patients with all her heart. But after retirement, she began neglecting her health. Breakfast was nothing more than toast and coffee. Lunch was a quick packaged sandwich. And dinner? Usually a frozen ready meal, chosen for convenience. Fatigue lingered, her mind began to feel foggy, and her blood pressure crept higher, but she brushed it off, thinking, That's just what happens after retirement. M. That changed during a routine checkup when her doctor looked over her test results and gently said, "Your body is running low on the raw materials it needs to heal. Food isn't just energy. It's a message that nourishes every single cell." That was the turning point. From that day forward, Margaret made small but meaningful changes. She added kale to her morning eggs, switched her lunch to salmon salad with walnuts and olive oil. Dinner was no longer processed food, but grilled chicken with brown rice and roasted squash. Just 3 months later, she had lost nearly 12 pounds, her skin looked radiant again, she was sleeping more deeply, and best of all, she felt mentally refreshed, like she had gotten a second wind. From a medical standpoint, this wasn't a miracle, it was the body's natural biological response to proper nourishment. Older adults need more antioxidants, fiber, omega-3s, and B vitamins to fight inflammation, protect blood vessels, and prevent cognitive decline. But in reality, many still rely on canned foods and fast food, cheap and convenient, yes, but quietly draining their health day by day. So, where should you begin? It's simple. Just look at your plate each day. What do you see? Natural colors from vegetables and fruits, or the pale gray of processed meals? Breakfast: boiled eggs plus avocado plus a few slices of apple. Lunch: fresh green salad with grilled chicken or tuna. Dinner: vegetable soup, brown rice, and a piece of seared salmon. Drinks: water or herbal tea instead of soda or sugary drinks. According to the National Institute on Aging, following a Mediterranean-style dietary in leafy greens, fruits, fatty fish, and plant-based oil scan reduce the risk of cognitive decline by up to 30% and help extend life expectancy. Remember, you don't need to follow extreme diets. The goal isn't to eliminate everything you love, it's to add more of the foods that help you thrive. Every time you choose something natural from the earth, you're choosing a future with less reliance on medications and medical devices. Start with just one meal today. Make it fresh, colorful, and nutrient-rich. Because when you nourish your body with the best of what nature offers, your body will repay you with strength, clarity, and vitality you thought had faded with age. Habit number 3. Exercise your brain daily. Walter Hayes, 72, was once a tax officer in the state of Oregon. After retiring, he spent much of his time at home, alone reading the newspaper, gardening, and occasionally watching television. But then he began to notice strange things. She forgot about his eye doctor appointment, called his granddaughter by the wrong name at her birthday party, and sometimes couldn't remember why he had walked into the kitchen. I guess I'm starting to age, he thought. But during a visit to a geriatric neurology clinic, the doctor gently explained, aging doesn't have to come with memory loss. But if we don't actively engage our brains, the mind starts to fall asleep. Just like muscles, the brain needs daily stimulation to stay sharp. From that day on, Walter began a small but meaningful journey. Every morning, he would read an editorial from the local paper and try to summarize it in a few handwritten lines. He downloaded a word game app to play Sudoku and crosswords each evening, and every Tuesday he joined a senior guitar class at the nearby community center. 2 months later, he began to notice a real difference. Not only do I remember things better, he shared, but I feel alive, curious, alert, and connected. From a medical perspective, the activities Walter embraced fall under what's known as cognitive training. According to the Alzheimer's Association, older adults who regularly challenge their minds through activities like reading, learning new skills, or playing brain games tend to retain better memory and mental processing speed as they age. So, where can you begin? It doesn't have to be complicated. Here are some simple, effective ideas. Each morning, read a news article and retell it to a loved one over breakfast. Spend 15 minutes a day playing Sudoku, doing crosswords, or using brain training apps on your phone. Learn something new, a recipe, a musical instrument, or how to use new technology like video calls or social media. Engage in more conversation, call an old friend, join a book club, or simply chat with your neighbors. One of the most critical factors in preserving memory after age 60 is consistency and enjoyment. When you learn something new and feel excited, your brain creates new neural connections, a phenomenon known as neuroplasticity. which helps maintain mental agility. You don't need to become a math genius or a concert pianist. You just need to choose an activity that makes you feel like your mind is being gently challenged every day. The more you use your brain, the more you preserve the most important part of yourself: your awareness, your memories, and your ability to connect with the people you love. Exercising your brain doesn't just help you remember it, helps you be fully present in every moment of aging. Habit number 4, maintain muscle strength. At age 70, Richard Thompson, a retired electrical repairman in Columbus, Ohio still, kept his cherished morning routine, waking up at 6 a.m., brewing a cup of black coffee, and turning on his favorite jazz records. But lately, he had begun to notice something troubling. Standing up from his recliner was getting harder. His legs trembled slightly, and his hands gripped the armrest tightly for support. Once, he nearly fell while bending down to grab his shoes from the closet. At first, he thought, maybe this is just part of getting older. But during a recent checkup, his doctor said something that made him pause. You're not weak because of age, you're weak because of muscle loss. This condition is known medically as sarcopenia, gradual loss of muscle mass due to aging. It begins quietly after age 40 and accelerates after age 60. When muscles shrink, you don't just lose strength. You lose balance, independence, and confidence in each step you take. The good news? This process can be slowed down and even reversed if you train your body the right way. And Richard decided to take action. He didn't need a gym or fancy equipment. He began with gentle resistance exercises at home. Every morning, he did assisted squats using a chair, sitting down, and standing up 10 times. He used 1-pound water bottles as hand weights, performing simple arm lifts twice a day. He practiced wall push-ups, which helped strengthen his arms and stabilize his shoulders and chest. Just 6 weeks later, Richard felt the difference. His legs felt sturdier, and he no longer feared going down the front steps. He didn't need to grip the armrest to stand anymore. But what made him happiest was this: I can bend down to pick up my grandson's toys without needing anyone's help. How? According to the National Institute on Aging, doing strength training exercises just 2-3 times per week can help increase bone density, reducing the risk of fractures, improve balance, preventing falls, the leading cause of injury in adults over 65, boost metabolism, helping regulate blood sugar and blood pressure, elevate mood, reducing anxiety and feelings of helplessness. But more important than all that is this: when you feel strong enough to stand up without struggling, to open a door without trembling, or to carry your groceries in from the car on your own, you reclaim your sense of independence. You don't need a perfect body to start, but when you do start, that simple, steady habit will help you build a stronger body and a stronger spirit. Habit number 5, stay socially connected. Linda Monroe, age 74, lives alone in a small town near Flagstaff, Arizona. Since her husband passed away and her children moved far away, the once peaceful home became filled with long, lingering silences. Linda was still healthy. She cooked for herself, tended to the flower garden on her front porch, but inside, she felt an emptiness she couldn't quite name. There were days when she didn't utter a single word. Then came a routine checkup. The doctor asked her a seemingly simple question: have you been talking to anyone regularly lately? Linda hesitated. And in that moment, the doctor shared something that changed her perspective. Chronic loneliness increases your risk of early death as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It doesn't just damage your heart, it quietly weakens your memory, immune system, and emotional well-being. So Linda began with very small steps. She joined a local book club at the library every Thursday. She called an old college friend she hadn't spoken to in 5 years. She started taking morning walks with a neighbor in the nearby park. Before long, something beautiful happened quietly, like a spring morning. Linda began to sleep more deeply, wake up feeling lighter, and most importantly, she began to look forward to each new day. Just having someone say my name, smile at me, or ask, "How are you today?" That reminds me I'm still seen, still needed, she said. From a medical standpoint, her experience is backed by science. According to research from Brigham Young University and the National Institute on Aging, older adults with strong social connections have a significantly lower risk of developing dementia, depression, and cardiovascular disease. Social interaction activates parts of the brain involved in emotion, memory, and stress regulation, keeping the brain awake and emotionally balanced. So, where can you begin if you feel like you're slowly drifting away from the world? Call an old friend not for any big reason, just to say, "I've been thinking about you." Join a community class, gentle yoga, painting, or even a beginner tech workshop. Volunteer at the library, community center, or simply help out in a shared garden. Participate in a faith group, reading circle, or morning walking club places where people know each other's names. The best part? You don't need dozens of relationships. Just a few people who truly care can bring you back into the rhythm of life. Because connection doesn't just nourish the heart, it keeps your soul truly alive. And as the years go by, you deserve to be loved, heard, and reminded you're still a meaningful part of this world. Habit number 6, deep, restorative sleep. James Carter, 68, is a retired forest ranger living in Montana. Since retiring, he spent most of his time tending to the small garden behind his cabin and reading in the quiet of his wooden home nestled deep in the forest. But one thing had been troubling him for months. His sleep had become increasingly restless, fragmented, and never truly deep. Each night, James would wake up 3-4 times. Sometimes to use the bathroom, other times because his mind just wouldn't stop racing. In the mornings, he felt groggy, unfocused, and even started forgetting small things, like where he put his keys. "I thought it was just aging," he said, "but in truth, I was missing the simplest things, a good night's sleep." During a visit with a sleep disorder specialist, James was told something eye-opening. Sleep isn't just rest. It's when your body repairs damage, clears out neurological toxins, and resets memory, hormones, and immunity. For people over 60, deep sleep is the foundation of total health. From that day forward, James made a conscious effort not with sleeping pills, but by creating a healthy nighttime routine. No electronics after 8 p.m. Instead, he read a physical book under warm yellow lighting, kept a fixed sleep and wake schedule even on weekends, drank a cup of caffeine-free chamomile tea before bed, followed by a few light stretches and 3 minutes of deep breathing. Kept his bedroom cool at around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, with all lights and sounds completely off. After just 2 weeks, James began sleeping through the night for 6-7 hours straight. He no longer woke up in the middle of the night, felt more mentally alert in the morning, and most importantly, he said, "I'm not snapping at people anymore. I don't forget my grandson's name. I feel like I'm 10 years younger." Oh, according to experts at the Mayo Clinic Sleep Center, older adults still need 7-8 hours of sleep each night, and waking up early doesn't necessarily mean you've had enough. Quality sleep regulates insulin and cortisol levels, supports long-term memory, and significantly reduces the risk of Alzheimer's, heart disease, and diabetes. If you're struggling with sleep, start small today. Reduce light and noise in your bedroom. Avoid late meals or excessive fluids before bedtime. Skip caffeine after 2 p.m. Try writing in a journal for 5 minutes to clear your mind before bed. Think of sleep as a sacred appointment with yourself, not something to delay or dismiss. Because if you wake up tired every morning, you're starting your day with an empty tank. But when you sleep well and deeply, you feel your body healing from within, like a garden refreshed by gentle rain. Aging is not an endpoint, it's a new chapter. A season where you can slow down and live more deeply. The 6 habits we've explored together aren't grand or difficult. They're small, steady steps that build a life of health, freedom, and purpose after 50. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, it's never too late to begin caring for your health. Start with the habit that resonates most with you today. A short walk, a fresh and nourishing meal, a call to reconnect with someone you love, or simply turning off your phone 30 minutes earlier tonight. And if you found these insights helpful, don't hesitate to share this message with your family and friends, especially those you want to journey with on the path to vibrant living after 50. Because health is more than a gift to yourself, it's one of the greatest gifts you can offer to those you love. Thank you for spending this time here. Take a moment to slow down, care for yourself a little more, and begin today, not someday.